Okay, we are on page 109 today, and you probably had a tricky question to work on page 109. And so I'm going to show you a couple ways that I would have done it and see if you would have done it one of these ways. If you didn't do it one of these ways, it's totally fine because we're just learning, and this one's a little bit trickier today. So it says a company makes a toy robot that has 2 antennas and 5 buttons, and there's actually 6 robots. So the question says how many antennas and buttons are needed for each robot. So I decided I'm going to draw a picture. This sounds kind of tricky, so I'm going to draw my 6 robots. I'm going to put 2 antennas on each of the robots, and then I'm going to put the 5 buttons. You can even go down the center if you want, as long as you have 5. Okay, so the question says how many antennas and buttons are needed. Well, when I drew the picture, I realized this is really 2 different problems because we have 6 groups of 2 for the antennas, and we have 6 groups of 5 for the buttons. And so I really like 2s and 5s because we can count easily by 2s and 5s. So I can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have 12 antennas, and I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have 30 buttons. And so when it says how many are needed for the 6 robots, we need 12 antennas, and we need 30 buttons. Now, if you did it a different way, maybe you did repeated addition, maybe you did a different kind of picture, maybe you did an array, maybe you were just stumped and you didn't know what to do, it's okay, any of the ways that you did it, because we're just learning and trying. Go ahead and hit pause if you want to write down anything that I wrote down. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next page. So this page shows us that if you drew a picture of the antennas and you drew a picture of the buttons, you would have 6 groups of 2 antennas and 6 groups of 5 buttons. Kind of like what I said, but I drew them kind of as the same robot, but it's the same idea. You still get 12 antennas and you get 30 robots. You can see that they skip counted. They went 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for skip counting the buttons. It also shows how you can use an array. It says if I did a row for each robot, that's 6 rows, and 2 antennas for each of them would be 12, or 6 rows with 5 buttons for each of them would be 30. Either way, you would have 12 antennas and 30 buttons. So let's go ahead and go to page 111. Okay, page 111 says, now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand it. So it says, what multiplication equations could you write for the numbers? Well, we had 6 robots with 2 antennas and 6 robots with 5 buttons. So it says, how can you model them using skip counting? You can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Or if you did it with 5s, you'd go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This way, you're skip counting by 2s and going up 2 each time. This way, it's by 5. So the first way you would get your answer to the 2 antennas, and the second way you would get your answer to the 30 buttons. So number 3 says, if you take an antenna array in the second modelet and turn it, what would the equation be? Well, now we would only have 2 down and 6 across. Well, let's count that. So we'd have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, we'd still have 12 buttons. So it doesn't matter if we go 6 down and 2 across, or 2 down and 6 across. Either way you do it, you're going to have 12 buttons. And so number 4 says, did the order of the factors in problem 3 change the product? No, because the number of counters was the same. We didn't change how many we had. So even though we changed the order and we said we're going to do 2 times 6 instead of 6 times 2, we still got 12 in both cases. Okay, hit pause if you need to keep writing. Okay, so number 5 on this page says, what additions doubles facts can you write for the terned array in problem 3? Why can you use a double fact when you multiply by 2? Well, because we have 2 groups here, we can add 6 2 times, which is a doubles fact. And you're always going to have a double when you have 2 because you're going to have 2 equal groups. So you can always use one of your double addition facts because you know you'll always have 2 equal groups. So if you're multiplying by 2, you'll have 2 equal groups, so you can use a double facts. Number 6 says, look back at the triad strategies by your classmates and your modelets. Which models or strategies do you like best for multiplying 2 and 5? So think about what we've done, what you did and what we did together. And on number 6, you're going to write which one you like the best and tell me why you liked it the best. And then you'll go ahead and do page 112, 113, and 114 on your own. You can always ask me for help during live, or Mom can help you. Just let me know what I can do to help you out.